Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
man, the king, the god, this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. It's a podcast. It is definitely a podcast. It's how you unite the scene. And leading the charge is me, your host, your friend, your best friend, PK with the Blvd Bullies. And I am joined, as always, by my three cohorts, the lads. We got the Death Match Doctor, Ringside Sean, medically certified.
Certified medically by Leslie Nielsen of The Naked Gun 3.5.
Great movie.
Whenever you would hear Vince say that people were rushed to a medical facility, those are the types of forums that you will find Deathmatch Dr. Sean.
DMD.
He only works at, you'll never find him at a hospital, a first
Never.
med.
Never.
Nope.
Only a medical facility.
Indeed.
Yep.
Thank you for that insight. And moving on to our next co-host, we got my wrestling father, the greatest living ring announcer that you're going to find in the world today, Samantha Irvin. Who?
We like Samantha Irving.
Well,
we like Samantha
do we?
Irving. Well, we're not bullying her. She's
We
Ricochet's
got
girlfriend.
my friend and yours, the legendary one, in the words of Nick Gage, Larry the motherfucking Legend.
And you know what? I'm going to drink to that intro. It's Pride Month, and I'm so proud to be a part of the Blvd Bullies.
Oh, hell
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Cheers.
What are you drinking? What glass is that?
What are you drinking? Toast to whatever you're celebrating.
This is a celebrate responsibly. I don't know what you call this thing. A glass.
Well, fellas, raise your glasses as Larry
Raise
is
your
doing.
glasses to Pride Month to the Blvd Bullies. Then, now, forever.
Together.
Hello.
Together. Forever.
Cheers, everybody. And last but not least, the moderator.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend and mine.
Moderator. There's a few.
The moderator.
Only moderator that I acknowledge.
The man who is bringing the people together.
Together.
Bad Take Bri. Don't say a racist thing or he'll just whop right in the jiggity jaw.
That's
the
right.
merch guy. Bad Take Bri, the merch guy, everybody.
What up, baby?
Oh, Jesus,
Oh, my.
already. Brian,
Good
please,
job.
please, Brian.
Oh, my.
Hello, friends.
Try to keep it
Hello,
under
degenerates.
control. Try to
Welcome.
keep it under control. By the way, we have a huge announcement this evening, and it is connected to members only. So, just now today, guys, I didn't even tell you this. Just now today, I saw, just randomly, I was going through our YouTube, and I saw the first ever YouTube show when we switched from Twitch to YouTube, and it was just Brian and I, was on June 14th, 2022. So we've been on YouTube for a year. We've been doing the show for at least 65 weeks because we did a bunch on Twitch. But I just uploaded that to members only. I just saw it. I was like, whoop, click. And the thing with members only, I don't write a regular description. I just basically write a text to our members, you know? I go like, oh, wow, I just found this. I don't even know what we're talking about, but Brian, you're doing the unboxing, and we have a huge announcement regarding members only. So, please become a member. That's what I'm saying.
Want to be a member?
Should we
That's what
talk
I'm
about
saying
the
to you.
super chats?
We should talk about the super chats. Yes, Larry, move your camera back. Excellent instincts there. Basically, what we do every week, if you're a new viewer, is that if you want to redirect the conversation or ask one of us a question, or when we have a guest, we have a lot of great guests coming up. If you want to ask them a question, you just got to drop a super chat anywhere from 99 cents to whatever. You don't need to be a member to do it, but we recommend you are. And each super chat gets a little prize. Brian, take it away, please. I'm tired.
Well, the highest super chat of the night wins first prize, which is this tonight.
Wow, ECW original.
That's dope.
ECW
Say your
original.
prayers.
Larry,
Don't
this was the
forget
show
my-
where that picture of your head is from.
That
This
is
show.
also the show that got Eddie Kingston a contract with AEW.
I accost because of my accosting.
I took
Yeah.
you in over there.
I told Eddie Kingston he needs to he might second place, unsigned rookie card.
That's dope.
Wow.
Say your prayers, it's
There
mittens,
is.
so don't forget my
22.
son.
22.
He's got the same music. I just made it up. Is that from the same event, Brian? I see he's in front of the barn, one of the horse.
I think this might have been the first barn event, and the other one was the Sandman was from July 4th.
Correct,
prior. That was
correct,
before.
Amundo.
Yeah,
I think it was like August. This photo might have been taken in like August
that's correct. It was.
of that year.
I'll tell you, it might be from the same event, and they might be in the same echelon of giveaways, but they certainly don't get the same type of intro, if you know what I mean. Brian, I know that you do,
Fully
because you were
understood.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
Larry, have you ever announced? Oh, hold on. We're getting our
Super
first
chat?
super chat. Urka, happy
Oh,
1 year of
Urka.
Versus the World being on YouTube. Thank you, Urka.
Oh, thanks, Urka.
Now, Urka's a valued
Urk.
member, and she submits part of the fan mail. If you're a member, you get your fan mail read on the air as well. Or if you're just very, very funny. But you have to
That
be
Eddie
funnier.
Only?
You have
Yeah,
to be
he
a
beat up
funnier
Eddie Only.
non-member. That's dope. All right, so first place, highest super chat is Sandman, or their choice of it. I mean, it's possible that some people love Mittens more than Sandman.
I would say that's fair. I would say first place gets first pickings, and then second place gets second pickings.
So it's really
And then
first,
third place-
first, second, and third.
All right. What is that?
Wow. Brian, take it away with the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
For the
Order
Xbox.
bait.
There's always a disc. There's always a disc involved in these.
Why-
Always in the giveaways.
Why this particular game, Brian?
Because I've finished it and it's not doing me any use here, so I want to give it out to my fellow friends here.
Now, Brian, is this the kind of choose your own adventure, like where you can kind of walk the path and become a Jedi, or you can become a Sith Lord? Is that this one?
No, I would say that it's more like an Uncharted vibe.
Yeah.
I don't
Where
know what I'm
there's
talking
like
Larry,
about.
Larry, the storyline is this.
Force
Larry,
Awakens.
I'm going to tell you
Oh,
the
is that the
story.
one I'm thinking of?
You're
The
thinking
Force
of Force
Awakens?
Awakens.
Okay.
Force
See,
Awakens is a
I'm going
movie.
to tell you this, Larry. This game takes place right after Order 69, and all the Jedi have gone into hiding. Okay, and this is a
Yes.
guy. I don't know his name. Kal-El, something like that.
Oh,
got-
Kal-El, yeah.
Yeah.
Kaif. His name is Kaif.
Wiz Kaif, and basically what he's just working a regular construction job, you know, and he's trying to like avoid being a Jedi. He's in hiding. It's right after Order 69. Takes place between 3 and 4, but before Rogue One. You're just a Jedi in hiding. Not told
Kaif.
tale. Yeah, Kaif.
And he's got the midi-chlorian. He's got the midi-chlorian count to wield the saber, is what you're telling me.
PlayStation is better.
Wow.
Now they're tied. You guys are tied now.
So there's a tie.
Chats.
Who's tied?
There's a
Jonathan,
tie.
Urka.
Laz, our boy Laz.
Listen, somebody's gonna have to take the lead. Everybody's tied up here.
Is David C. Russell in the chat right now?
David C.
Get him in
Russell. Somebody put up the
Get that
David
boy
C.
in
Russell
here.
bat signal. Yeah, so basically, we're doing a lot of things with the members only. We love you. We live for you. We appreciate the super chats. Got to get the business
Yeah.
out of the way. And we're working on like a Discord thing. You know, I would love to do like a members only Discord.
Don't you
And,
have it? Don't we have a Discord already?
Well, we do, but I haven't looked at it in years and years.
Right.
That's the start.
But anyway-
Set it up.
So speaking of members only, Brian, you were in the news again this week. We had like a second breath of this Kit
People are just losing
Osborne,
their minds.
Kit Osborne ruthless attack. I read some comments on like these articles. I feel like maybe you should sue. Maybe we should go back to the original plan.
We've already decided no lawyers. We've spoken to Tarzan.
I called Judge Joe Brown.
I called Judge Judy.
I called Judge Joe Brown, and he basically told me that with your injuries, Salino and Barnes over here. Well, not Salino and Barnes. Salino will be able to help you. Now, this is something
Barnes wouldn't even get involved. Yeah.
This is something that he's seen before with a lot of top A-list celebrities in New York City, especially coming out of clubs in Soho. You have crazy fans who just attack people the same way Kit Osborne
just
did
like you attacked Kit.
I didn't attack Kit.
In the event that you do want to sue, Judge Joe Brown will take this case on, and I think this is something that, we could win.
I think you should. In the comments of like WrestlePlex or whatever, everyone was like, yo, this kid is paid. And it's like, wow, these people think Kit Osborne is rich. Brian, hey, you don't have a license, but I do. You want a new BMW? You want a BMW, Brian? Because these comments are telling me that you could probably take that BMW.
All I'm saying is the Blvd Bullies break the law. Fuck lawyers. Fuck the government. We're going to have a trial by combat.
Jesus
Christ.
A
fight.
Yeah, Blvd Bullies barrack beatdown.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just said all the beat.
Barracks beatdown.
Now, just to be everybody's on the same page, Brian, is it you who is going to be delivering the ass whooping?
Hell no. Brian wouldn't dare get his fingernails dirty.
I don't remember. I went into my local forest.
Uh-huh.
I went, oh.
Right,
Tarzan,
of course.
Came swinging. We discussed, made him realize the error of his ways, and now he is my champion. And he will fight Kit Osborne and defend my honor. Avenge me for the 3 times I've been struck.
Well, listen, Brian, if this is going to happen and Tarzan, the man who's swinging from Forest Hills, is going to defend you, Brian, then I'm going to need him to clear the air with Pat, with Larry and myself, because he slammed you.
Yeah,
he slammed you in front of Larry and myself.
He was trying to protect his fellow brother. He thought he was trying to protect his fellow brother. He didn't know that the guy was just fucking being a little bitch.
Wow.
Strong
words.
Now, you know what, Brian? Listen, I understand, but one thing that I know is that you can't trust everybody. And somebody that slammed you before will slam you again. Okay? They're brethren. They get to XPW and they get to work.
He doesn't want to be sued. He doesn't want to be sued.
You know what? I see them being more loyal to each other than Tarzan being loyal to you. And you just remember that. You remember where your loyalty lies, Brian.
It's a good point.
I gotta tell you, Brian, I'm glad that when you went to your local forest and you hit that call, you didn't summon Kyle the Beast, because he's from the woods.
From the woods.
He's from the woods. So
I almost wish I did.
Oh,
Kyle the Beast.
He would have been another good competitor.
Kyle the Beast respectfully
he's the first
declined.
ever GCW champion. You said a champion. He's the first ever.
He respectfully declined being on the show, Kyle the Beast. Wouldn't come out of the woods. Got him an email, though. Got an email to him.
And you didn't even have to hit that call.
No, I didn't have to do a thing.
So I hope next week we can have some sort of clarification as to what Tarzan is going to be doing. Maybe he can phone in or just send a nice video chat. Maybe he has some sort of reception in that tree he's swinging from.
He's always cutting promos.
These guys seem to cut several promos in
the woods.
Well, basically, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. We've been dancing around it. We've been talking about members only. But there will be a fight. There will be a trial by combat, Brian.
Right.
I've gone ahead and used some back channels, and I have set up Kit Osborne versus Tarzan Man.
Wow.
This is happening?
If Tarzan Man wins, all 4 of us get 5 minutes alone with Kit Osborne.
At the same damn time.
At the same damn time. With our belts. Yeah. With our belts. Even though I'll probably be wearing swim trunks, but I'll have a belt in my book bag. And if
Me too.
Thank you, Larry. And if Kit Osborne wins, he gets 5 minutes alone with your plump green ass, Brian. Don't know any better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
well, no, stop. I'm going to stop you right there.
I don't know if that's a punishment for me or for Kit.
Whoa. Okay. Well,
I got fucking hands, brother.
Keep it in your pants. One punch, take Bri.
Call me one punch for fucking no reason.
Well, you can only knock out racists, so you're gonna have to ask him. Anyway, listen. You might
You
be
just gotta
asking
make
yourself.
Pretend he said something racist.
You might be asking
That
yourself.
looks like the type that'll say something racist.
You might be asking.
Use for XPW sign. God damn it,
guys, please. You might be asking yourself, when and where is this gonna take place? By golly, dagnammit. Well, on June 30th, we are throwing the Blvd Bullies barbecue. Bonanza, Larry, what was the other word you said? Boogie bonanza.
Boogie, backyard bonanza boogie.
Yeah. And it is a members only, invite only, undisclosed location barbecue. It's everything that you love about the Blvd Bullies, except outdoors. And to finish off the episode, this is going to be a members only episode. To finish off the episode, we are going to have the match. Refereed by yours truly.
Oh.
That's right. I am coming out of no ring referee retirement.
This is
Sean
huge.
will be the special enforcers. Me and Sean will be the special enforcers of this match.
Right. We've
And
talked
Yo,
about,
you're gonna have me out there like Mongo McMichael, Mania 11. You want me out there with a varsity jacket?
yes.
I think you need one.
You remember how he had the held down LT, right?
That's right. And if you're Mongo McMichael, that makes you Reggie White, Brian. You're Reggie White.
I'm fucking Reggie.
That's
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
I'm coming out of no ring, no rules, trademark, retirement.
So this is an unsanctioned match, obviously,
Referee
right?
an
Yeah,
unsanctioned
with
match.
no commission. Ain't
in
no
an
commission.
undisclosed location on June 30th, members only barbecue bonanza boogie stream. Okay, now listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Clips probably will come out years later when I get time to edit them. The only way to see it live. Now, this is going to be, and I'm promising you, an absolute farce. A catastrophe. We've thought about the production, okay? We're going to have me.
Absolute must see.
It's going to be must see. We're going to have me at a table with the webcam and everything set up just like I would right here in Bullies HQ. But then you three are going to be on a Zoom call where you could roam the barbecue grounds and get shots of the grill and then inevitably get shots of the matchup. I think we should do some kind of limbo or slip and slide or something
I like
as well.
slip and slide. I like it when it's wet.
Hey, are you guys fans of Allison Kay?
Alice
you guys
Chains, Man in the Box.
I love them
You
too.
like them?
Allison
She
Chains
makes a
sucks.
killing getting into a hot tub on Twitch. Well, guess what? We should get a kiddie pool. Do it for the members only, you know? In our
What's happening
skivvies.
with Alice Chains?
Let's fill the kiddie pool with Miller High Life.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So there you
Yeah.
go. So
like
that's the
that.
barbecue. June 30th, members only live stream. Invite only. If you are a close friend, send us a message. And you could come chill with us and barbecue. It's going to be the biggest debacle of this show's entire history. It's going to be an technological and social disaster.
It's going to be a spectacle.
But
I don't want to wait any longer.
Tarzan
disaster,
versus Kid Osborne. And at the end, someone's going to get 5 minutes alone with someone else.
At
I'm
the
fucking
end,
ready, dude.
it's going to go down at the end.
Absolutely.
I hit 3 times. I'm ready to fucking fight back.
Now, Brian, I'm going to be the referee. Sean's going to be the Mongo McMichael enforcer. You need to heckle from a safe and not personally close distance. You need to socially distance.
Are you kidding me?
Is he
He's
kidding?
right
What?
up in his fucking face.
Right.
Bullying
Okay.
him the whole way.
Well, I just want to let you
Bullying
know
me.
that if Kid Osborne takes another shot at you as the official referee, I can't be responsible for his actions. I'm not going to disqualify the guy. That's for sure.
There's no disqualifications, but who's to say my actions won't be striking Kit back?
And final note about this.
I believe in you, Bri.
God,
I believe in you.
I've never swung back. I've only laughed and pushed.
That's right.
Laughed and pushed. But don't push a Jew's buttons.
Yeah.
God damn
Yeah.
it.
So
On that day on 6:30, Brian will have his horns high and his hooves will be ready to buck.
Fuck, dude.
You understand what I'm saying?
All right, let's get to members-only fan mail. So we're going to start promoting that. We're going to start doing that. It's going to be a fun just time amongst friends.
It's the 420 episode.
And welcome to the 420 episode. Dude, that's what I'm getting to the fan mail, and that's the first thing. That's the first thing from the mail. It goes, hey, congratulations on a great final 420 episode.
Yeah, this is also the last.
Because I feel like at some point yesterday or last week when I was screaming at Brian, I did say it was
yesterday.
It was the last episode. I did say it was the last episode. But we're back. We're back now.
Sure.
Thanks for watching.
We
everybody.
don't give a shit.
Brian, remind us about the super chat rewards. We have a dead heat at 10-10 right now.
Oh,
I guess it would default to a coin flip.
Sandman, the back of the card, he's fucking beating Eddie only.
Dope.
yeah. I want to ask the chat a little piece of trivia. Who knows Sandman's shoot name? And Pat, you tell me the first person who says it. I might have a little something we throw in their super chat bonus.
Is it Terry?
It is
You're
not
not supposed
Terry.
to answer, Sean.
It's not Terry. You're thinking of Sabu.
There you go.
Terry Brunk.
Anyone in the chat got it?
I'm not seeing anything. I'm going to move on, but I'm going to keep an eye
surprised
for you
Adam
there.
hasn't answered yet. Adam's really quick.
They're all Googling.
I'm seeing it on massive delay. The chat is very much delayed on my end, so I'll keep an eye on it. Is it Jim Fullington?
Indeed it is, whoever that was.
Adam. There you go.
James, but to his friends, Jim.
Yeah,
Jim,
I would
Jim
have
is
said
short for James. That's fair. That's a fair.
Good.
behind
Very
the
good.
storyteller's lens. Yeah, I would have said hack as well. That was my guess, but then it's like, oh well, that's not his.
His name is hard.
All right, back to
Wait, third prize.
Return of the Jedi Order.
Also, for Adam guessing that right, I don't know if you play drums or give a fuck, but I'm going to give you these drumsticks.
signed begins marijuana leaf drumsticks.
Yeah, they're not signed; they're just engraved. Someone got these, like a bunch of these made for me, and they have my name on them.
Almost
Wow,
like an
that's-
embroidering
so
of a
dope.
stick.
Yeah, it's dope. I love these. I have like a lot of them, so they're going to be the next giveaways for a while.
Very
Give
nice.
those to my man. Who was it? Adam. Who answered that? Jim.
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam got it right before Alexander Vasquez. And by the way, shout out to Alex, member, love you. I see you out there helping us. And
You know, the
boosting
Sandman
our posts
often
and stuff.
crashes ICW shows, walks around and hits people with a cane, and then leaves.
Immediately after.
You're right.
Yeah, immediately after.
All right, I'm out of here. My job's
Yeah,
done.
no, like the car's door is open and the car's running in the back.
Yep.
you know,
I've seen it
He just gets out of the
firsthand.
car, runs around real quick, and gets right back in the car.
Pretty
so
much.
so one time at Outlaw, the first time Sandman came, it was when Steve was still announcing with me. It was at the Orange Building, so it was right before intermission. James Fullington was going to run in and do like a cane spot. But then the big gimmick of the night was $10 like photo booth, like wedding. You could put on hats and hold the stuff photo booth with the Sandman, right? And nobody was going. And me and Steve went over and we got like a fucking photo strip, like we're at a wedding, of us wearing little tiny hats and Sandman wearing a little tiny hat and like just looking there like miserable, like, So it's got like a gold shimmery prom background. Me and Steve like this. And Sandman's, we had him put on the little tiny pink cowboy hat. I swear to God, I will find that.
Yeah.
wanna
Also,
tell you-
I'm still searching for the Kid Osborne and Larry Legend ringside CZW from 2300
We
Arena.
need
I
the
can't find
Argyle
I
sweater
feel like
photo.
I've seen it before.
it's out there. I just can't. I looked
With
at
some
all my
short-ass
photos on
hair.
Facebook. Yeah. Young kid.
All right, I'm
When
going to
I-
light this cigarette, and we're going to get through the rest of this fan mail very quickly. We have a lot to get to this evening.
Get
Get to it all.
Great
Thank
friend
you
of the
for reminding me
program,
about my cigarettes.
Jedi Joe says, it's Brian and Larry's show now. Sean, do you feel that way?
No.
No, I don't
I
feel that
don't.
way either. But Jedi Joe, he's great, but he's a little bit of a curmudgeon.
Nice use of the word curmudgeon there.
We are getting multiple people messaging me about having Schlack on the show. Schlack TV made an appearance in the chat, and is always a
Schlack.
great guy. So we should get Schlack on the show. We hear you. We're doing it. Listen, we wanted him for the barbecue. We wanted him for the
We did.
barbecue.
Yeah, we did want to get Schlack to come through.
He was the first name on the members-only list for the barbecue. That was Brian's original champion.
The super seed.
It's true.
Somebody messaged me and said I wouldn't be surprised if DeMonto wants ICW to be for only him and his friends. That's why he kicked Brian out of the group, especially since it's money laundering like GCW.
What the hell?
Any truth to that? Do we have any confirmation? That's just a
Quite
random
the accusation there.
The guy, I would say that it kind of makes sense because the guy totally tries to alienate himself from other people. Like if he doesn't give a fuck saying what he
It's
thinks.
just like me in this show. I want only my friends who talk to me and only want to hang out with me to be on this show, but you guys go off and do other fucking things that I hate. You know?
Right.
It's terrible. It's really just...
I mean, I have no choice.
I have no choice.
You know,
I have to support
We all have a choice, and what we choose to do is have fun.
All right, so check this
What we choose
out.
to do is be an old grumpy man.
I have no choice but to be Larry Legend all of the time, and where duty calls, Larry Legend will be there.
Rocco
I
Ronald.
also like to collect the bag. Let's not
That's
get
what I was
twisted.
about
I
to
like
say.
a bag. You know what I'm talking about, Sean. I like that coin.
I don't collect anything but fun coins.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger you guys. I was just fucking around, all right? Rocco Ronald. Rocco Ronald versus Jimmy Lloyd just announced for ICW, and then 2 minutes later, not happening. So I got a message from Instagram from one of our members that said,
Yo, I heard about this.
You
What
see this?
happened?
It wasn't Jimmy Lloyd.
No, but
It was-
Jimmy Lloyd didn't. They announced the match to replace it, and Jimmy Lloyd's not in that match.
Huh.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
So what you mean to say is, what you're saying is, Desert Eagle. I got it in the clip. That's what you're saying, right?
well. Let me read you the rest of this comment.
Basically, Larry.
This person messaged us and they were commenting on. And by the way, I love the messages. Keep hitting us up on Instagram and Twitter. I love it. I like talking to
interact
y'all.
with us, touch us.
You know, I say member, we push the membership, but it doesn't need to be that. You can just send a DM and boom, you're a member.
Yeah. If you follow me, you're a member.
Yeah, you're a member. A little tiny penis. Anyway, Rocco Ronald versus Jimmy Lloyd. Danny has to be doing this on purpose because Rocca is in Australia making a movie. Why would he fly to get $300 for ICW? So this fan actually hit me up suggesting that there was a conspiracy theory afoot, that it was just announced to make a little noise for a few hours and then not happening and then push the next match. What do you guys think? Give me your takes very quickly. I don't want to talk about this.
Let me, since I'm closest to Danny, at this point, since it has been a reoccurring theme over the history of the No Holds Barred era of ICW, of give us an hour, not happening, I feel that at this point, now it's time to start running with that ball. So whoever postulated that, whoever said that was just a little bit of jazz hands, and, just to get people to talking like we are right now.
Yeah, that was
on
good,
our
Larry.
podcast.
That was good.
Bro, jazz hands.
That was good.
I do want to say something in defense. I know I say a lot of hateful, horrible things on the show, but
Betty
I will
White.
say that it is just the nature of deathmatch that people cancel, or they don't have passports, or they can't make it, or they're double booked. And I think the way that ICW has handled it from the beginning, give us an hour, rolling with the punches, not happening. It's like not only transparent and kind of like, it like builds connection with the fans. It's like humble. I think they've done a good job at that, at navigating that. Instead of just card subject to change, oops, where's this guy? I'm here, oops. It's like, yo, not happening. They're not afraid to just be like, that didn't happen. So besides, outside of Danny's, like we talked about a few weeks ago, his like weird shots about like, oh, it's too extreme. Okay, outside of that, just the whole marketing concept of not happening. Give us an hour. Rolling with the punches. I think that is cool. I think that's cool. It's something they've made their own, and I'm going to defend it and advocate. What day is it? Is it the final episode? Who am I?
It's probably the final episode. I think my take on it is that he's worked you.
The fuck is going on?
He's using it. The shit, dude. I think he
Maybe
might have,
in this scenario.
He knew that the clown wouldn't show.
Okay.
And announced it. And
He
then
knew that the clown wouldn't show.
Be able to say roll with the punches.
Okay.
Rolling with the punches.
Brian, you know what? I will agree with you. I will say that in the early stages of the whole vibe, it was good and it was working, and that's what I liked about it. But I will agree that probably right now, announcing him, knowing he wasn't coming, we're just trying to get some juice going. I will agree with you. We're all in agreement.
So you're saying everybody's reiterating what I let off with.
Yes. Whatever, Larry. Yes.
Yes. Larry,
At this point, Danny is
savvy.
Enough to Pat, just like you said. Whenever they do a not happening tweet, look at the traction. Whatever the announcement gets, it blows anything that they do out of the water.
Right. And it generates conversation like, oh, who fucked up? What happened?
Desert Eagle.
Yeah, okay.
Desert Eagle.
Next fan mail. Shout out to Larry for keeping the bullies civil, both at shows and on the pod. This is in reference to me yelling at Brian last week, which I can plan on continuing to do. Also for getting PK out of his shell to go to a show. I do want to apologize, Larry. I said that I was going to go to the show on Sunday. I didn't go. I played softball.
What I said to you offline, Pat, about the vibe of those two very, very similar shows. One of the reasons that I had so much fun at the show that shall not be named is because I was with my friends, and I'm looking at you, Sean. I was expecting to see you there too.
I'm sorry, I had daddy.
I understand, but the fact that I was with my friends made that show a lot more worthwhile. Not to say that anyone at the other show is not my friend, but
I was playing softball on Sunday. I am a 37-year-old animal out there on the diamond, okay? But I'll tell you this. I was walking home from work today. I think I might have given myself gout out there on the field. What an ironic turn of events, you know?
Pat, I think that I gave myself gout as well.
What? How the hell? No, I've cursed us all with gout.
From alcohol.
I think it's rich food. It's rich food and alcohol.
Yeah.
Will make your joints inflamed. Your fucking joints themselves will be inflamed. So actually,
it's the alcohol.
Yeah. Because you drink like a fish.
Listen, I do drink heavily.
You're just drowning.
And then final fan mail. Become a member if you want your shit read on the air. I had a dream that my shower head broke, and Brian Danielson and Bri Bella barged in to fix it.
That's amazing.
Brian, what wrestler...
Were you embarrassed? Or were you excited that they were there to help you?
Brian, what wrestler do you think would be able to fix a shower head the best? Is it Plumber Moxley? That's what Cornette calls Moxley, Plumber Moxley.
I feel like if anybody knew how to fix a sink, it would probably be like Stone Cold, because he's like a redneck that knows how to fix things.
How about Duke the Dumpster Drozy?
Well, Stone
Cold TOS.
Stone Cold's also a Sagittarius like Sean and Pat and I, so he probably would get someone to do it,
Stone Cold's building his own. He's building. Stone Cold's building on his ranch.
I'm gonna go with TL Hopper. For all of us 1996 WWF fans, TL Hopper probably is the wrestling plumber, the actual wrestling plumber, probably could fix the sink best. Dirty white boy Tony Anthony.
Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Happy Pride Month. Sorry I missed the Pride show, Larry. I had the gout. But also, happy Boulevard Bullies. Boulevard Bullies Gout Awareness Month. Me and Larry now both have it. I was talking all this shit about gout. And look what came back to roost. Me and Larry now both have gout. You guys, check your feet.
Dude, everybody my feet are good to go. I have health.
Pat, is that where it's ailing you? Your foot? Me too.
Ooh, my shin and my foot, my whole connecting joint.
Like right here?
Yeah.
Like here on your foot?
But let me reiterate, I was an absolute unhinged beast on the softball field. Like I couldn't be calmed down. And I produced, all right? I produced.
Did you hear like the baseball theme song on like Pix 11 News? Bam, 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 and you're like hitting the ball.
Oh yeah, dude. Anyway, enough about me. That does it for fan mail. Let's do errors and corrections. Brian, you wanted to talk about last week's card.
I do. It wasn't last week's. It's just been
corrections of corrected corrections.
Okay. You have to bring Larry up to speed because I think he get a kick out of this.
Larry, okay. So let's look at this card, right?
Yeah.
You see it, right? You see the seagull.
Yeah.
You see it, right? Now, I thought that was the signature, but it is actually just the design on his T-shirt.
Yeah, Brian, obviously it's not his signature. It's just a line and a hump.
Well,
Just looks like an igloo.
Motherfucker.
Well, where's the signature? Where's the signature?
The signature on this, it's the black. The black is the signature. You see the black on this one?
Yeah.
See this? This is nothing. So they sent me this. They sent it to me saying that it was a signed card, right?
When did you get it?
I got it when I got the Larry card, which was signed as well, in the same color. They're both in the same fucking color. So I thought that this was just like a mistake, but I'm mistaken.
So you never got a signed card like you paid for?
Right. And I was speaking with the ICW Amy lady, and she told, like, I sent her a photo of it. Excuse you.
I muted myself, Brian. Just kayfabe it, all right?
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought you were being
I muted
gross.
myself. I muted that belch, all right? Just keep going, please.
Yeah. So I sent her a photo of the card, and she agreed. Like, she didn't realize either that it was a design on his T-shirt.
Brian,
we're correcting. I'm apologizing because I didn't realize. I didn't know, and then I was going to actually do a Brandon Kirk card giveaway, and then it struck me, and I.
So you only have one signature?
No, I have two. I have two that are signed actually.
Oh, so you have 3 Brandon Kirk cards?
Jesus Christ.
I have more because I have unsigned ones. I'm a fucking weirdo, dude. I have cards.
This guy's got cards.
I got cards, dude.
It's okay.
If you need some, let me know.
I know quite a thing about cards.
So right now it's just 10 and 10, so they get their choice of.
The Bullies are righting their wrongs, and I didn't get a signed card, but I also didn't get a sabotaged card.
So now, what do you want done?
I don't want anything. I'm satisfied. I'm kicked out from the group. I'm no longer allowed.
Well, look,
okay. I'm banned.
All of that be damned. I get a direct message to me weekly from somebody that is disgruntled over shipping or,
Right, dude. There's many people. There's a lot of people that hit up me too in my DMs that are just saying that they're regular dudes trying to support the company, and Danny makes them feel like shit. Are you
like the union leader?
Me?
Yeah.
He's Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that me and Andy Lawler and a bunch of it's probably not just me and Andy Lawler, but a bunch of moderators that deal with Deathmatch Elite definitely interact with a lot of people that are in the group.
So you and local Deathmatch 666 really not control how these people feel, but the way they get their feelings across. Dude, like you give them a platform and stuff like that.
Some of these, dude, it's people need people to talk to, you know?
Yeah.
I want to see y'all's jacket.
Here. Boulevard Bullies are here to talk to anybody that wants to talk.
Well, I'm glad that they're confident enough in you, Brian, to say,
not
you know
me.
what?
I am not. If you have emotional things to talk about, you message Brian. If you have quirky fan mail things and hateful comments that make me more powerful, then you send them to me. Okay, but if you have feelings or something, you just send them right to Brian.
No, I got. If someone hit you, we get nice messages. I see you responding with nice things on Boulevard Bullies things.
Don't look at what I say to people.
I see it.
So all right, I think you guys should be a union, Brian. Local 666.
Yeah, I want to see the jacket.
I think I will say that.
Listen, that's trademark here on Boulevard Bullies first.
Deathmatch Worldwide already has the Deathmatch 666 union flag.
Oh,
pretty good.
Oh, it's already a thing.
Hey, shout out Deathmatch Worldwide who carried our merch before we had our second generation of merch.
You just let me sink like Jack in the Titanic, Brian.
The first ever Sayazwa design is still
you have great intent, Sean.
That is right. There is a hidden shirt. There is a hidden Boulevard Bullies shirt on Deathmatch Worldwide.
Rare gem.
Yeah, a rare gem. And by the way, hey, Brian, I'm sorry for your autograph issues. Larry's getting messages every day about people upset about it, some type of shipping or false advertisement. One thing that you will never see at boulevardbullies.bigcartel.com is shipping issues or false advertisements. So when you click on the picture of the thing, you get the thing. So I just want to say that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
The super chats might take a little while because
I suck at sending them to you.
Well,
hey, do you guys want to do headlines or deathmatch drama?
I kind of want to talk about deathmatch because the 700 light tube match is very interesting to me.
All right,
Take it away, Brian. Let's start it.
Skip the headlines. Deathmatch Elite headlines with Brian, the drama report.
Did anybody else watch 7 fucking years?
So that was Neil Diamond Cutler, Matt Tremont, all right, H2O Arena.
It was 2 nights. The first night was Matt Tremont versus Brogan Finlay.
Yeah.
For the IWTV or IWTV
championship. Yep, heavyweight title.
Now that's Fit Finley's son.
Yes, it is. He is PWJ Card's, I think, 5th or 6th guy that we did.
Yes.
It's Fit Finley's youngest son.
The Brogan. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, the only match that the 7 fucking years is celebrating 7 years of H2O being a thing. That was the whole, that's what it's celebrating.
700 years, 700 light tubes.
Right.
We had a comment before the stream even started. And Brian, I want you to address this, and you guys feel free to jump in. Because I didn't see it. I just saw the highlights.
You didn't watch the match.
And we were joking about, like, the poison air in the building with 700 light tubes. It's just like a square cement building. But anyway, we had somebody in the chat very, very early say that they thought that match was mid. Brian, care to comment?
A lot of people are saying the same thing because a lot of it was just
tube shots.
I mean,
that's what it is.
Well,
it's 700 tubes. What do you want them to do?
So right. I loved it. I'm going to tell you right now. I live for that shit. When they're just, the whole first 5 minutes of the match is them smashing their own heads with light tubes, and it's just, I mean, it's people say like that it's not like art. I would say that it is art.
It is.
Like,
in its own way, it is.
Schlack was trying to say that violence and like sex is not art.
Well, I'll say this. I think that a 700 light tube death match with the entire story of the match planned around the tubes, which were impressive. Those photos are fucking awesome. And even though
that's not easy to set up and keep up together. So Larry, I know you remember when we were in Hart Ballroom recently, Rob Black had came out and he was pretty upset at how the tubes weren't being set up properly. And in order to put a match on like that, that's precision right there.
Well, let me tell you something. A 700 light tube death match is about one thing and one thing only, and that is the setup, how quickly it can be done, and what it looks like photographed.
It looked great. It looked awesome.
It didn't even matter if Neil and Matt got in there and just broke each one of those tubes over their head after the match started. It's a 700 light tube death match, which is something that is the likes that is only can be seen in the land of the rising sun, Japan.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that I would much rather prefer a story that's all around the light tubes than a story that, it goes to what we were saying about the opening round gimmick matches, home run derby, fans bring the weapons, light tubes, barbed wire boards. It lends more story to the match. So it's like, for somebody to say, oh my God, that makes me actually angry. I'm starting to get a little angry now because it's like for somebody to say that the 700 light tube death match had too many tubes in it is like the stupidest thing that you could ever say. Am I bugging now?
No. If you love deathmatch, that's
you anticipate something like that.
You live for something that is 700 light.
And I think that's much more artistic. They talk about deathmatch having a story. I think that's much more story centric than just everything, all the things, the glass and the tubes and the it's like the barbed wire ropes. That's like it's supposed to be a thing. And they didn't underdeliver. You could have said 1,000 light tubes and I would have believed it from that photo.
Dude, it looked insane, brother.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the smoke.
Are we saying, though, that the match was mid, so Tremont and Neil weren't really, like, doing innovative things with all of the light tubes? They were just basically kind of, like, throwing each other into...
There was one power bomb where he, like, fucking power bombs Neil, like a sit-out power bomb onto the fucking crate with tubes. there's a few things that they did, dude.
I
They
saw,
did,
the,
like,
Russian, I saw the Russian leg sweep. The Russian leg sweep from the apron onto the big
Oh,
structure.
brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
dude, they did so many brutal things, dude. It was amazing.
and
I feel like a lot of the stuff that was said negatively about the match came from people online who were nowhere near the show.
They're fucking asshole.
And I'm pretty sure.
Wow, Brian, getting a little
majority of those
aggressive.
people have never stepped foot in a deathmatch building, deathmatch fairgrounds, in a showboat type of situation.
Breathe in the asbestos, and then tell me you didn't like the match.
Dude, just taking one tube to your fucking head isn't like an easy, simple thing to do.
No,
Brian knows that. He blocked it with the sign.
Dude, I took one tube in my whole life, and I still have a piece of glass in my arm, and I can't get it out.
Well, Brian, you didn't take a tube, because if you took a tube, that
I didn't
would
even
mean that you were working.
You deliberately
you were
were
working.
attacked.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
let's make sure we say that the proper way on camera.
Right.
You were
Yeah, I'm just saying, you're not a
attacked.
worker.
I was
Right,
attacked with a tube. I was attacked with a tube.
Exactly, yeah.
Took-
You didn't take a tube.
I mean, I took it pretty good, though, because I fucking shoved my sign in his face.
All right.
Yeah,
hey.
but Brian, you're talking in terms that you just
I
don't
get it. I was
understand,
attacked.
baby,
I was
okay?
attacked, and I
This
still
is
have
what's
going
going
to
to make
my
the
arm.
kid
You
does
just
win the
don't
match. It's really
understand,
going to beat
baby.
the shit out of you to be like, if you want to be a worker, I'll show you. It's you like to work. Now work.
All right, so we're
I
in
don't
the
think
midst.
Back to the light tubes real quick before we get on to some other news.
Yes, please,
Seven.
Sean. Final words.
I believe
Who was-
Kobayashi had a 645 light tube death match in Japan. I don't remember who it was he went up against, but I do know that these things are special. And like you said, Larry, they only common you see these places is in the land of the rising sun in Japan. So for that to be here in New Jersey, in our backyards, is very big.
Williamstown.
If you have never, ever seen anything like this, and you have interest, please go see it before you judge, because it's
Also-
not easy to do.
Hold on, let me, Brian. Also, look at how Tremont is laying down the flag of H2O for doing things like bringing Onita over for a fucking a stadium show, for doing a 700. Like, they can't really always do the Cage of Death like GCW does, but they can make deathmatch a main featured attraction that can't be seen anywhere else.
Bro, like, it's as a wrestling fan, like, you don't, not to say you take it for granted, but sometimes you don't know how good you have it as a fan. There's so many people out there that don't get to witness this. And like Brian, you, Pat, you, me, Larry, like, we breathe and live this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, before you go and judge, go check it out.
Well, I
Then
saw
judge.
Scotty Vortex Drake Younger 1000 at Tournament of Death, so I'm good on the 700, you know. But it did look good.
Is that what I said it was, Pat? Did I say it was 1,000? Was I there?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't 1,000, but you know what? They convinced me. Yeah, of course you were there, Larry.
I don't even remember yesterday.
I will say that if you're doing something like that, it should have been probably held outside, like the explosion match was held.
That's one thing I will agree on, is that I feel like it being in that building limited both Neil and Matt to what they could do outside the ring, because again, it's very limited space in that building.
Right. I mean,
There's so much you can do, and that you don't want to risk anybody getting hurt than what they possibly already can with all the food there.
Yeah, they gave everybody cancer, lung cancer.
I'm curious to know who the
must have been
announcer
so
was.
fucking hot in there, too.
Was it Chad Spectacular or was it MLJ?
It had to be Chad.
No, I think it was Emil, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
I think so too. Because Chad's not ready. Chad's not ready to
I think he was there. I think Chad was there, though.
He probably did everything except for that. They probably
yeah.
brought Emil down to do that. So I'm just curious, you know.
The second thing that I want to say is that the 700 light tube setup looked better than the Cage of Survival.
I can't wait to do a death match. I can't wait.
You're gonna do one?
Not physically. I mean, if I get put in there and I got to do it, then I got to do what I got to do. But announce one.
Oh, announce one.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I
That's
was
like,
about to say, like, do what? What the fuck? Like,
you want me to do it? I'll do it.
I was like, what?
I'll do it.
Sean's
Well, I mean,
ready
you
to go.
stood there. You stood there
Sean
with
should have been
homicide.
my champion.
Yeah, Sean
All
may
right.
still be your champion
To
if
finish up
Tarzan Manning is
deathmatch
able to beat him.
drama, I got to ask Larry a very, very important question.
You stood there with
However,
homicide.
this question will transition us into our next Boots on the Ground segment. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay. So,
Go
Larry,
on,
I'm going to
Mickey.
ask you the question, and then when we get into the Boots on the Ground segment, I just really want to ask you guys to not talk about who was in it, what it was, where it was, or say anything positive about it at all. Okay? But Larry, I gotta ask you because, actually, let me rewind a second. The final fan mail was that I should apologize to Brian for yelling. And I thought to myself, you know what? I will apologize. But you got to wait for the end of the show for that. And I was yelling at you about this thing that we will not talk about. But this is my question for Larry. I hope you guys followed all that. Hey, send us a super chat.
That's so much to keep up with.
Send us a super chat.
Really vague and...
But Larry, you were on a show with Daniel, your ex-lover, your ex-business partner. I say lover in a business sense.
All right.
And originally the plan was that you were going to miss the show. Then last week the plan was that you were going to be on the show, but maybe somebody else would announce the match. Now I'm hearing that you announced the match. And then I'm seeing some fan mail that says the announcement of Daniel was spicy. So just take it over, dude. I need to hear, please tell me, what's the tea? What's the drama? Why'd you stay?
So the reason that I did the deal is because, like I said a few moments ago, I'm about my coin. And I was already scheduled to be in New York City this weekend for the LGBTQ, A Matter of Pride free show in Red Hook, Brooklyn on Sunday. So I figured I have family in New York. I'll come up, I'll do the deal on Friday, make a little money, and fucking be with my family all day Saturday. So you all remember that when I recounted this, I said that on May 12th when I arrived, I found out that someone was involved in that show that I didn't know was going to be there that night. I had heard that that person was going to be involved on June 9th. But on May 12th, when I arrived, that person was involved, and I was
because the setup, you got to set it up for the big payoff.
So I'm kind of stuck. I'm kind of stuck in this situation now, and I wanted to get the bag this weekend, double bags instead of one bag, double bags in New York City.
Bags, brother.
Yeah, you can't beat it, And I sold the last of my shirts, by the way, but that's neither here nor there.
New shirts. Now you need new shirts.
So what I came to discover is just like how things unfolded for me on May 12th, things unfolded for me on June 9th. Because not only did I find out that this match was going down, but then the match had a stipulation where it was like a hell sacrifice match or as for the sake of hell match or something. And what that meant was that somebody needed to be clutching a white towel and representing Danny DeMonto in this match. And that somebody that somebody was going to be his son, Mittens. The one who was in the UK. The one who was in the UK, by the way. Okay, just to spice it up a little bit. And by hook or by crook, someone booked Larry Legend to be the other person holding the towel representing Casanova Valentine.
Wow, and let me just say, we don't know whose idea that was. We have no clue. We have no clue. Maybe Bob Backlund. It might have been Bob Backlund's idea.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a stipulation for the match.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, brawl. One thing made me very upset was that
Brian, do you think that you could continue this without saying a name of who was in the thing, what it was, where it was, or anything positive?
Absolutely.
Because those are my only requirements.
I can listen. I listen well. I might be a bad boy, but I listen well. Okay?
Right, just watch, see if you can do it.
What should have happened is you should have been the one to push the man through the fucking shit at the end. You should have been the one to be the cause of his downfall, not the guy whose party it was. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Michael Hellman. That guy's an awesome guy. Yo, guy's a great guy.
Fair.
Guy's a great guy.
It was good. It was good, but Larry had the towel, and Larry was the whole thing.
Well, and if we were carrying...
the reason that Danny lost.
Maybe they could have done it together, Maybe Larry could have taken him under the wing.
Larry should have been involved in the end of the match.
Because if we care so much about setup and about story, and if we're hate watching a particular program, we should know the whole story. We should probably
fact. And again, Hellman is dope. The ending was dope. But if Larry
you said dope, Brian. I would ask that you retract that statement because I asked for nothing positive to be said.
Okay, well, I'm being positive about Hellman.
Just say the ending happened.
You said Hellman's dope.
Well, that's okay. I
You talking about mayonnaise?
What you said.
But just say the ending did happen.
The ending happened.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Larry should have been involved.
Okay, good. Excellent job, everybody.
So Pat, I got once again kind of like wrapped up in it. So like, even if I had a bright idea to hand that microphone off to somebody, maybe somebody that was very close to Danny, that person had already been booked to be the towel bearer, and I had also been booked, unbeknownst to me until I got there.
I'll say this.
To be the towel bearer.
I will say this. It makes me a little bit less upset that you were booked to be the opposite towel bearer. It shows a little bit of self-awareness. However, I do agree with Brian that there should have been some kind of dual throw or like a team up. Would have been very easy to amend. Especially because we know that the powers that be were screen recording this show, right? So like maybe
we don't know that, but we
It wasn't live.
Well, there's speculation.
Not live.
One thing I'll say is
talking about this show.
Well,
This show right here,
I just
Brian.
want to
Talking about
say
this show.
that you'd
This
think
show
like
is
that. You'd think that the vibe would be like, we are gonna prove everybody wrong, Larry. We really, really care about you. We've instituted something to get you over. But hey,
listen. One thing I'll say is this: regardless of who was near, who was there, who was everywhere, Larry went. He was professional. He didn't have to hold the towel. He held the towel like a professional man that he is. He got his bag and he went on his way.
hey, shout out.
Yeah. I got my bag and I went on my way, and I didn't get bumped, and I had a good time, and red shoes and vibes.
Red Shoes yelled at me.
Speaking of red
Why?
shoes and for
Because I bumped into him a lot. He had to put his foot down and tell me to stop fucking around.
wow.
He's
But
Guyanese.
I appreciate. I apologized to him and I thanked him for telling me that, because I was just losing my shit.
Huh.
You were having fun.
Sometimes people need to say stop it so you can go somewhere else.
Lucky he
Red
didn't
shoes.
hit you with a light tube or his camera.
Well, he was just trying to protect his camera.
Red Shoes had to break his back, make him humble, and then he fucked his ass.
Well, speaking
R.I.P.
of
R.I.P.
yeah, speaking of photographers, I know you referenced Iron Sheik there, but speaking of photographers, I just want to give a shout out to Rich Wade, who started taking amazing photos at the event that should not be said.
Larry.
You remember Rich Wade, Larry?
I discovered Rich Wade, Patrick.
Where did you find him? Where did you find him? Without saying the name.
I found him in the cat. No, dude. I found him in the catacombs of the Hammerstein Ballroom.
That's right, you told me.
To photograph Ring of Honor. And at the time, I was a Ring of Honor live events host, whatever the fuck that was. And, that gave me free reign to fucking go to the other side of the Hammerstein, the rooms on that side where you do a lot of, your little thing, Yeah, exactly. There are dressing rooms on both sides of the stage of the Hammerstein Ballroom. When you're looking on the stage, the side on the right is where most of the, office and the boys change. But over on the left, there's a whole other set of dressing rooms up there, and they're very secluded. They're very private. So I was going to one of those, and I see this guy, just a random guy, up on the catwalk, all the way up on like the catwalk of the fucking Hammerstein Ballroom, pointing a camera down at fucking the ring that is being set up. And, Alex Shelley and fucking Chris Sabin are in there practicing. The Young Bucks are in there like, hey, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry. I'm Rich Wade, photographer. I emailed Ring of Honor, and I never heard back from anyone, but I figured I'd just come here and show up a little early and maybe see if I could do some things. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm Larry. I'm the office. Who'd you email? Because you got to vet these motherfuckers. You got to vet them right away. So give me a name. Who'd you email? And he said the name of the accountant, Chrissy. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I work with her. I'm like, well, I can introduce you to everybody in the back. Maybe there's a way that you can photograph the show tonight. And he's like, oh, God, Larry, that would be amazing. Thank you for that opportunity. I introduced him to Joe Koff. And then the next time I saw him was at one of those events that shall not be named.
Wow.
But I met Rich Wade atop the Hammerstein Ballroom while working for Ring of Honor, and I'm the one that said, hey, let me expedite that email that you sent, introduce you to Chrissy. Be like, hey, Chrissy, this is that guy that emailed you about photographing. I found him upstairs. He's already he's breached the fucking building. You want to let him stay? You know?
Well,
now he's doing WWE.
Dude,
that's dope, dude.
The pictures that he posts in the fucking backstage with the WWE is like my favorite shit, dude.
And you know what's so crazy? It's crazy. It's like one night when I was both ring announcing and refereeing for the show that should not be named, I went up to Rich Wade and I was like, Dick Wade. And I said, yo, you're such a talented photographer, but why don't you put down the camera and become a part of the show? Why don't you? You're so charming. You have so much to say. You have so much art inside of you. Why don't you get up and you take the microphone and you replace me as the ring announcer? Why don't you go ahead and do that? And Rich Wade
sound like a curator.
And Rich Wade said, thank you. Yeah, I can't do the accent.
You're doing it way better than I did.
I'm not a voice guy.
You got it.
I'm just a photographer. Yeah. I was like, wow, I really respect you. And then in 6 months' time, he never had an issue with anybody from any bands or anything yelling about his photographs. He never had an issue with any promoters about tagging the photographs or going over their heads or whatever.
A good rapport. He was
just, and he refused to become part of the show, and he just wanted to be a good photographer. And God, look at him now, MSG, Las Vegas.
Still just a photographer.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns,
Paul Heyman, dude. It's amazing shit.
I just thought about him because I saw he was posting about himself doing awesome stuff online, and I was like, wow, if I had offered him to ring announce that show and he changed from photographer to photographer/ring announcer, his whole life could have been different. He could have just
He'd probably be dead.
Yeah, he might be dead. He might just be a little tiny chode mushroom boy walking around right now if he had taken up my opportunity to do that, And look at him now. Look at him now.
And you know what? Right now you might not be able to see, but I'm wearing my legendary Blackout t-shirt. Hey. And Blackout leader Ruckus always told me, Larry, if you see somebody that's got talent, what you want to do is you want to give them that old right there on the bum. And you want to say, go ahead and do this shit. Encourage them.
Wow.
Encourage them. And who knows how far that encouragement will take them. And guess what? They're always going to remember that before they got anywhere, one of the first motherfuckers that was like, yo, you got the shit. You got the skills to pay the bills was you. And that's why I rep Ruckus to the day that I die. That's why I'm in the Hall of Fame. That's why, because that each one to teach one mentality, if we all were that way, we'd all be WWE. We'd all be Vince,
That's a fact.
It's true. Yeah.
God bless. God bless you and God bless America. Medical update. Brian, you have glass in your arm right now.
Son of a bitch.
Can't get it out.
See the doctor.
Now, is this from the show that should not be named or a trademark, or is this from the Kid Osbourne Ruthless Attack?
It's from the Attack.
Now, what's going on here? Show us a little bit here.
I can't get it out. Like, you see that? You see this little thing here?
Sean.
If you squeeze it around, you can clearly feel there's a piece of object in the skin.
You know what my advice to you?
I can't just
listen.
Push it out.
My advice to you would be you're gonna have to fly yourself out to Las Vegas, Nevada, and you're gonna have to see the Good Doctor Redacted. That's the only way that's coming out, brother.
Oh, I could feel it moving around.
Sean, you are the death match doctor. Could you give Brian some advice here? What do we do with this situation?
Epsom salt, perhaps.
Brian, the first thing I'm going to need you to do is stop touching it with your filthy hand.
I wash my hands.
The next thing I'm going to need you to do is sterilize that said wound. The next thing I'm going to have you do is get Amanda, have her grab your nearest butter knife, a scalpel if you have one in your medicine cabinet. You want to put it over the stove.
Surgical scissors.
Have you ever watched Rambo?
Not in a long time.
Okay, there's a scene in Rambo. I want you to grab this, all right? Grab that film, put it in. There's a scene in Rambo.
Put on Rambo while you do all of this.
He has a arrow stuck inside him. Okay? Now what he does, he pulls it out, and he takes the, I believe it's a stick, and he burns it. Burns the wound to close it. So what I'm going to need you to do is grab that scalpel or that butter knife that you have. You're gonna turn the stove
Or
on.
a stick if you have to use a stick.
Let that
You
bad
have a
boy
stick.
heat up. You're gonna grab some ice. You're gonna hold it there, and you're gonna numb your arm.
Okay.
You're gonna pinch
Sean,
your arm.
Sean, I think on June 30th that we need to make a medical video of you.
I want Sean to continue.
No. Listen, I'm being serious. This is what you do.
Yeah.
I can't do this myself.
You numb it with ice.
Listen,
so
goddammit.
you start pinching it, and once it starts feeling like the pinch doesn't hurt, you're good enough to open it with a small incision. Now, once you have that little small incision there, you need a tweezer. Make sure the tweezers are clean. You look for that little object and you pull it out. And you don't want to go too deep. But if it's right there as you said it is, you'll be able to get it out quick. You're going to need some crazy glue. Do you have crazy glue there?
Not yet.
Now he's on to that low-life Louie.
So you're going to take some crazy glue. You're going to pinch the skin together, close it, put the glue on top, and you're going to let that sit with a bandaged over it. After a few hours, you want to check it. Your skin should be over that glue already, and you'll be fine.
Brian, do that right now. Do all of that.
D.
That's that Matt Tremont. That's that Matt Tremont, that low-life Louie.
I need help.
All right, here's what I would do. Here's what I would do.
need help.
Here's my advice, Brian. I would get a needle nose pliers, and I would light the needle nose pliers with a lighter just to fucking
Sterilize them.
Yeah, sterilize them.
Sterilize
Then
them.
I would get a tweezer, okay, and I would light the tips of that. Probably Tweezer Man. They have very good grip. It's just incredible. It's made in India. It's amazing. So I would get a Tweezer Man tweezer, and I would get, thank you for the sponsorship, and needle nose pliers, and I would just squeeze, maybe the ice, the numbing ice, as Sean said, would be a good.
Pat, you're just reiterating what Sean said, but with a different tool.
I just don't want him to make the incision. I feel like he could use yes, you're right, Larry. I'm just saying what Sean said.
The best advice is go see Dr. Redacted.
Yes,
go see Sean.
The best advice
Sean, can
is
you do this
somebody
procedure?
else extracting it for me. That's what I'm saying. We need footage. Amanda, should I get Amanda to do it right now?
Amanda should do
You
it.
need to pop it and then tweezer it. That's basically
yeah. That's all you have to do is pop it and tweeze it. It's there. It's ready to come out.
Can the glass not break?
You don't want to. You don't want to press the glass against your skin. You don't want the glass to break inside you.
Right.
Now, one thing I'm gonna say to you, Brian, is that when I was a kid, my mom used to take me to inner city swimming pools. And a lot of the time in inner city swimming pools in Baltimore, there was glass at the bottom of the pool. And us little kids, when we would be frolicking about in 3 feet of water, we would sometimes get a piece of glass lodged in our feet. And sometimes, Brian, when that glass was lodged in our feet, no matter how our mom or the nurse at the recreation center or the lifeguard tried, they couldn't get it out. And kids would have to just live with that glass in the bottom of their feet for the rest of their lives. So you could have very well earned a tattoo that nobody else has, or a very few elite crew has.
Dude, I think that after a long time,
poor take, Pat.
Glass
Screw you.
It makes its way out itself. It's out. I know I've seen wrestlers say they've made posts where, oh, this has been in me for fucking 5 months and this is just coming.
Yeah, one time the person that we won't name pulled out a fucking shirt out of their temple. I didn't even know this was here. Look, everybody. The objects in your body just get forced out by your body trying to make itself better. You know what I mean?
It's your body is naturally healing itself in a way.
Right. So I think eventually, if I don't do it, it'll just eventually.
Yeah, it's probably surrounded by pus.
Yeah, because it's been it's been a few weeks now.
Next week you got to pop it out and plier it out.
You're gonna do it for me.
I'll bite it out.
I'll bite it out
like he got bit by a rattlesnake.
Suck it out.
What else are we talking about, Pat?
Well,
how's the super chat going? Just $10 and $10?
10 and 10.
So nobody's gone
10.
up. So Brian, I don't think anybody wants the Star Wars, man.
Well, that's sucky because we talked.
You can get it for $1.
What can you tell them about the Star Wars Jedi?
It's fun as fuck.
What'd you like most about it?
I don't remember because I was really high and it's been years.
Okay.
What was this game? What year did this game come out?
2017, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been too long for me to remember anything.
Sean,
was it 2017?
I think it was 2019.
Gamer.
I was. I don't have time for that.
It was 2019. That's still
2019.
That's like 5 years ago.
I have my sporadic moments of wanting to play video
Pat,
games.
what are they saying in the chat? Anything of worth?
Just poor Take Pat and.
Sorry for cutting you off, Sean.
No, it's okay.
Hey,
not bad. Take Brian.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's do the headlines.
Yeah.
Most important,
over.
We were going to talk
about. Is there
about.
any more drama?
Well, is there any more drama? I can't.
Is there any more drama?
What
about CZW's announcement about those dates? 9 and
the
9
fucking
something.
the junkyard disaster.
Yeah, CZW made some pretty big announcements.
Do we feel like going?
Because I'm in the Hall of Fame of CZW.
Yes,
CZW Hall of Famer.
This lady Shannon is so
good.
nice, and she is I feel like she likes me. I met her, and I think that we could definitely be a part of that. I think that we could definitely be.
Yeah, Larry, with your blessing, what do you think the chances are of me using everything that I've ever done in my entire Bullies life to ring announce that? With your recommendation, and now
didn't
Brian,
I recommend that you do the one that Mickey and Bev?
Well,
we
made a phone call on this very show. We tried to make a phone call.
We made a phone call on this very show to try to get a definitive answer about the Tournament of Death. That might have been, honestly,
the seal on the deal.
Well, that we should have done it. So I think now
should have just shown up.
Well, I don't do that. I don't do that anymore.
I mean, hey, look at the guy who showed up and
facts, Larry.
Ring of Honor people.
I don't do that anymore, Larry. Hey, headlines, circles.
Sean, big time facts. I heard that.
Whatever.
I heard that.
Whatever. Don't make me. I'm gonna apologize to Brian at the end of the show.
Make me.
I'm gonna apologize to Brian. I'm gonna have a big apology. I'm gonna give a big apology at the end of the show. Okay.
So then we won't make you.
Don't make me do more apologying.
Okay, we won't.
Squared Circle Reddit is down. What about that?
Yes! I tried to... So, I am a consultant. I'm a social media consultant for MCW Pro, my alma mater. And part of my duties is all of their media that comes out on YouTube, I auto-share, right, to Squared Circle on Reddit, and it gets traction. It gets views and comments. And I went to do it today. And all I was seeing was all my subreddits for BBC sluts and, wives.
So you are a member of the group?
I'm a member of Squared Circle, yes.
So me not being a member, I literally tried to go onto it, and it says that the group is still active, but only for members.
So I can't, on Reddit on your phone, like when you go to share a post or post something to Reddit, all of these different subreddits come up that you frequent. And the Squared Circle subreddit is not one of my selectable subreddits to now view. All of the things that I've ever posted, I don't see them anymore. I don't see that I've ever put them out. And you were sending me some articles, some things about it, Brian. This is all news to me.
Sean was
it was an NBC post on it. I think basically what's happening is the FCC is getting involved with a lot of these apps that, a lot of people download and, spread a lot of false information, they say.
Free apps.
So it's like one of the main ones that a lot of people probably noticed was the TikTok one and how it's become super filtered now with like how things are here in the U.S. with like how they want us to see certain things. So they went to trial, and it's like certain things on the news you don't really get to see like that. So it's like if you really want to know, you have to like look it up. So I looked it up, and basically there was this whole big thing on how TikTok just like allows people to like pirate things and like just stream things illegally and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, guess what? When you come to the United States of America, it doesn't work like that. So I guess now Reddit fell into kind of the same boat when it comes to like their forums, like the stuff that gets shared on the website, Reddit. The fact that you could find pornography on it, and it's like very
fucking Twitter though.
It's a big it's a big unfiltered just like chat room, and it's like things can't be like that in the U.S. So it's like now they have to address it, and like everybody's like just like protesting, and it's like this is a place where we could like speak our minds and we can be us and we could be amongst our people and whatnot, because it's like you could find chat rooms for anything and everything that you like. I didn't know what a furry was until I looked it up on Reddit, until I seen them in the showboat, and it's like, what the hell is this? And it's like, it's a whole culture of people. And Reddit is where people get together and share information, talk about wrestling. I go there sometimes to learn about modding, like for video games and stuff like that. And So yeah, man, it's pretty wild.
In
No
America,
credit.
you're supposed to be able to say whatever the fuck you want because of freedom of speech. Like the censoring thing is like crazy to me.
As a moderator, like, what do you feel are the main things?
It's happening, dude. It's happening.
Brian,
Like,
as a moderator of 10,000 subscribers, brother, how do you feel?
But seriously, like, how do you feel about that? Like,
it's
you dealt with that recently with somebody in the chat, like super duper moderating like what's being said and what's being seen. So like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, to his defense, because it was King.
No, it's no offense towards the person.
He's came out and said it. He's come out. It was King's Road. He was deleting posts that were negative or like they were fighting on the posts. But it's like, it's not okay to censor people.
Do you feel but so my whole thing is, do you feel it's something that should be done in certain places to protect people, to prevent certain things from happening when people get around each other? Do you feel like it gets to that point?
You can't. In reality, you can't protect people if they're a public figure. They're like, people in the public are gonna have people shitting on them, and they're gonna have people that love them, and they have to deal with it. And the internet is gonna always be there, and deleting the things is just gonna make things worse. Like, it's just gonna make people tight, and make a fucking shit storm.
Yeah, and that's the worst when like shit storms happen, because like you can't cover yourself with an umbrella in a shit
allowed
storm.
to say what they fucking want.
Well, I think, Brian, I think really what happened was Trump changed things when he was spreading the misinformation about the virus.
Fuck Trump.
And that's
God damn it.
Yeah, but you know, fuck Trump, right? But you never know. There might be someone that can galvanize the group in Deathmatch Elite, just like Trump. Maybe Andy Lawler, you know? So it's like, if you're not, you never know.
Shout out Andy Lawler. I love that fucker.
You never, you never know. So you got to have somebody that you got to have if you ever take a trip down the you got to have the law. You got the law. You know, I'm all about.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, in a forum on the internet, there is no law. It's lawless land. It's a fucking death match, and people should be able to say what the fuck they want to say, and it shouldn't matter, and it should be okay.
Yeah, until you get glass in your arm forever.
Wear it proudly.
Oh, proudly now.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Next week you're gonna pop it. That's gonna be the whole episode.
Pop it for me, goddamn.
No, the whole episode is you popping it next week.
I'll pop it.
Did you guys hear about John Moxley teaming with SGC?
When and where?
This is happening this Saturday. Pro Wrestling Revolver.
That's the only place he works for. That's the only place Mox works for is Sam.
It's Manders, Moxley, Matt Justice, and what's this guy's name? Manser versus Trey Miguel. What's the guy's name that he was fired from NXT?
Zachary Wentz.
Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the card.
The Rascals and RSP.
And RSP.
Ricky Shane Page.
And who's the other guy?
Hold on.
I know his name.
Aren't they doing another thing in Japan? Isn't Moxley going and going to wrestle like Jun Kasai?
Yeah. He's teaming with Homicide to take on Desperado and I think Jun Kasai.
Way more exciting to me than
that. So Desperado challenged Moxley at Cage of Survival when he fought Janela.
Yeah.
So then Moxley responded and was like, "Yeah, I'm bringing somebody," and it happened to be Homicide.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Wow,
pretty dope stuff.
Hey, you know the Iron Sheik died.
What's your favorite Sheik memory, Pat?
You jumped me on that one. I think probably just the Howard Stern appearances.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
Yeah, honestly. It's like the best.
How well do you feel Howard Stern has helped like the career of like legends who have like dwindled down, and like they've had those moments on his show where it's like, wow, those are clips that are gonna like last a lifetime, and it's like, now I see this person in a different light.
Oh, hold on. We got a super chat.
Who is it?
Howard
super
Stern
chat.
Is a
I got Character Productions $5.
Get in the video game.
What's the question? What's the question?
I like this new CZW, but why are they trying to do death matches again? They feel out of place despite how good TOD 19 was last year.
They feel out of place because they're doing mostly like regular wrestling, he means?
Ooh, I think it's fun, though. I think it's fun. They add them in. They sprinkle them in. They're still doing what they're doing.
But there's no story. There is no story. Like, there's no story.
All they're doing is reminding every motherfucker out there that they paved the way.
Yep.
Bitch, don't you dare sleep on those letters. They paved the fucking way. The reason Zandig was bought out at that Hall of Fame and did the shit in the deal with Nikki is because they were in CZW, and CZW rose from the ashes of ECW, and ECW is where we heard about the Taipei Death Match with Axel Rotten, Ian Rotten, and the
Legendary.
King of the Death Match, Mick Foley.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I'm interested to see how they build the events because
no, it doesn't even matter how they build the events.
It's gonna be dope.
They advertised an American soil junkyard event.
But it's not a tournament. It's just that.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I think it's the fact that they're taking this approach, and it's like, you know what? We don't always have to do this, but when we do it, you're gonna know.
So that's what
But it's a relic, right? It's the Ultraviolet Underground.
Yep.
There used to be a title called the Iron Man Championship,
right.
And that was defended in like junkyards or warehouses or fucking construction sites or any place that Zandig could get the guys to come out and fucking, battle.
So that Zona 23 also is like a promotion that does
junkyard matches.
But what I'm saying,
they've
to
given
be the first American promotion to run a Zona 23 like show on American soil in a junkyard without the cops showing up, and you can do car spots and the whole thing. If they pull that off, it doesn't even matter who they have in it. It literally, you could have anybody in it. But if they could
we're going.
If you could solidify.
No, it's already been done. These matches already exist. But what I want to see if they're going to pull off is, are they going to have, hold on, are they going to have fans? Is this going to be a ticketed event that fans can go to and be in the junkyard? Yeah, that's the historic thing, because they've already done junkyard matches. They've already done matches on American soil that are like in construction sites.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I think
I'm
this
sorry.
This is going to be this event is going to be pre-TOD.
Can I amend and say, like, at least in the modern world then? In the last few years, then.
Well, Danny tried with the deathmatch drive-in where you jumped on Nick or Cass's back when he came out.
That was legendary shit.
Fine. You know what? I guess just hit us up in the comments. Errors and amendments and corrections of corrections. Corrected errors of amendment.
We correct our corrections.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I apologize again. So Iron Sheik. I don't have a favorite moment except Howard Stern. What about you, Larry?
Nobody's going to say WrestleMania 17 Gimmick Battle Royal.
That was his final victory.
That's his final victory. And you know what? He went into the ring and he sold it and everybody popped. And it's like, wow, this guy could barely stand and everybody's going crazy from him right now.
Well, that was the deal. That's why he won. Because once he got into the ring, the only way
he couldn't get out
was to put him in the Cobra Clutch, lay him down so he could then roll
out the ring. Yeah,
his feet would be right on the ground. That's what I heard. My favorite memory of the Iron Sheik is after a wedding that I attended. That the Iron Sheik was the guest of honor, staying up with him all night in a hotel and listening to all of his stories while he did crack cocaine, and just that he offered me some. And I said, no, thank you. And but thank you. And we just stayed up all night listening to Sheiky Baby tell stories about, Mr. Fuji and how mean of a person he was. And you think his daughter was killed and how he, until his last dying breath, wants to get the motherfucker who killed his daughter.
Oh, my God.
And the guy got off. Oh, yeah. It was a real night. It's a night that I'll never forget. And it by far is my favorite moment of him, because he didn't have to acknowledge me, but he definitely made sure during all of the revelry of the night that he offered me some of the crack cocaine that he was smoking.
Bling bling, put this crack pipe in his collar. You remember bum fights?
Hell yeah! How could I forget?
Or bling bling?
Yeah.
Isn't fucking what's that UFC fighter?
Yo, hold up, real quick. Did you know that Israel Adesanya was at the event that we're not supposed to speak about?
Really?
Who's that?
Yeah.
The
UFC champion Israel Adesanya was in the crowd with a hoodie and sunglasses on.
Wow.
And the reason why I know is because one of my boys who does the autograph signing said there was somebody that followed him there to get some graphs.
Is this confirmed or is this just some Mark fucking thinking that he saw Israel
Conjecture.
Adesanya?
No, this is confirmed. 100% confirmed. He was in town for Tribeca Film Festival to be a judge. And he pulled up over there with his security guards.
Wow.
Yep.
You liked it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, what the hell is he doing there? He's
Sean,
like, yeah, I
you're
don't
not
know either.
supposed to say anything positive about the show.
I thought you were going to say something about Matt
the whole
Riddle.
thing up.
I honestly thought he went there to see you. I thought he was looking for a personal ring announcer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Never know.
Shit, Casanova's or those events always bring the best out of. They always bring the best out of me because it's just a party.
I mean, and you are like headlining like major city websites, so I mean, it's quite possible somebody's like, "Hey, where's Larry Legend at? We got to find him."
Yeah, I work every weekend.
Incredible. And once again, let me just thank you, Larry, for being on this show every week. And I just want to say thank you, Brian, for, going to those shows and just helping out the community. You've really just done such a great job. You're just like a doe skipping through the meadow. And
I like to think of him. He's a ram. He's a ram. He's a little baby ram.
Oh, a little baby ram now.
You're a little Kurt Warner.
You're an old. What is Sagittarius?
Centaur.
Well, Centaurs.
You're a little
like from Hercules when they would open the show and it'd be the Centaurs.
We'll see.
400-million-year-old centaur.
Well, I mean, we'll see what
We
happens.
all got horns. We all got hooves. That's all that matters. We all got horns and hooves.
Brian, how many barbecues have you been to in your entire life?
How many?
Yeah.
A BBQ?
Uncountable, brother.
Oh, uncountable.
Brother.
Barbecue?
What about...
Yeah, how many barbecues?
When I was a kid, I used to barbecue like every weekend.
How many barbecues have you been to your entire life?
Bro, the daiquiris, bro. Extra shot.
That cornbread?
I've been to 2 million. Brian. Been to 2 million. 2 million barbecues in my entire life.
Yeah, that 8th Avenue.
Many,
Dallas
many
BBQ.
more barbecues than you, Brian. So I just want to say.
Because you're fucking 10 years older than me.
Yeah, well,
That's because that's how you've been to more barbecues.
Well, I'm just saying, listen, you have your little fresh green mark butt on the line.
You're supposed to be apologizing, goddammit.
Well, I'm going to apologize later.
Assemble!
Is this your apology? It's a terrible apology.
I'm going to apologize later. Okay. That's how we close out the show.
Hey, can I just tell y'all something I came across? I was in Brooklyn on Sunday and I was walking through Red Hook and I found a pop-up dispensary. It was a trailer. It was like a little mobile. It was like a little mobile home that you could walk into. They had a little AstroTurf like carpet and an easel out there that said like pop-up dispensary.
It was it's an Airstream, right?
Yeah. And
yeah,
it was a truck.
My friend has a print shop down the block from there, and it's like a pizza shop across the street. Supposedly that area that you were working in, everybody in there, like mother who's like backpacking throughout the U.S., stops there to like live for the summer. And their mobile homes in the hood in Red Hook, Brooklyn. That was wild as shit. My boy, I swear to God, bro, and my boy told me that the people who live in that Airstream that they sell bud out of there, they have little children that be riding their bikes. They don't go to school or anything. It's wild. Wild.
Lawless times we're living in.
That it is.
Like the Instagram video I sent y'all of that.
What's that?
A tricker.
That looks good.
It's a slang du jour sour a la mode.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the final episode of Blvd Bullies.
Why final?
It's almost been exactly a year. 52 weeks.
Yeah, we can't go any longer. I'm on here now.
52 weeks.
It's been longer than 52 weeks.
Well, that's on YouTube, 53 right now.
Remember when we used to film it on here and we never even released that because I sucked so bad?
Unreleased. We've trained
You
Brian.
let me be the judge. You let me be the judge of how bad you suck.
You know what?
Oh,
Maybe we'll
okay.
release those unreleased podcasts on the members only, Brian. And maybe
I wonder what we talked about.
anybody who wants to become a member should before June 30th, 6:30, because that's when we will have our Blvd Bullies Barbecue Boogie Bonanza.
Yeah, backyard boogie bonanza. Backyard boogie bonanza.
That's right. Members only live stream. Kit Osborne versus Tarzan Man. If Kit wins, 5 minutes alone with Brian. If Brian wins, we all get 5 minutes alone with Kit.
And I'm bringing my belt.
We all have belts.
We all have belts.
So did you hear that Hulk Hogan said that modern wrestlers should be bagging his groceries?
Now, when he says that, who are 3 people that come up?
Top 3 grocery baggers?
Yeah, for
Wow.
you and mine. Like Hulk Hogan grocery baggers. So I want you to think about like the stuff that Hogan is actually grabbing from the supermarket, and then think of the people who are going to be bagging these said items.
Modern wrestlers should be bagging his groceries. So I guess he's thinking like, you know, somebody that looks like Lee Moriarty should definitely be bagging his groceries.
Larry.
That's a grocery bag boy.
Well,
in
wasn't
Hulk
it?
Hogan's eyes.
I feel like it might have been more about body size.
I'm gonna say, what's the tag team from AEW, Jericho's guys? Just want to taste.
Oh, I love that guy.
Dude, I love that guy too.
But they remind me of like
Matt Menard, bro.
Matt
Bro,
Menard.
I want that guy. That guy's awesome, bro.
He really is.
Doesn't he look like a bagger though?
He looks like the Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth.
He looks like Dan Aykroyd's kid. He looks like he's Dan Aykroyd's
Dan
kid.
Aykroyd's
I'm gonna
kid.
go number 1 grocery bagging wrestler. Oh man, I hate to do it.
Jungle Boy.
Adam Cole.
Cole too. Both of them. I love them both. Especially
or
Cole.
Jungle
That's
Boy. Jungle Boy with
Little
the
skinny
hair.
knees.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what he's thinking about, because they are modern wrestlers.
All right.
And
Real quick.
They're big stars and they're like little guys. They're like not big guys. They're not.
Darby Allin could
So
be
we-
a hot
so we
And I'm
gotta-
saying, I said Lee because Hogan's racist, so he's
Right,
gonna
I
make
got
someone
that.
like Lee.
I
He's
loud
gonna
and
look at
clear,
someone like
I
Lee,
figured that
who
one
we
out.
see all the qualities of, grappler.
Larry,
And he's gonna be
I
this guy
knew
should-
that you
this
were
guy
trying
should be.
to say that.
This guy looks like he should be bagging my groceries. Also looks like he should be bagging my wife.
Hulk Hogan's definitely a cuck.
Oh God, yeah. Bubba the Love Sponge confirmed that.
Oh, Jesus
Cucking
Christ.
Hogan, Mrs. Hogan,
Sean.
or like vice versa.
Who's your number 1 grocery bagging wrestler?
My number 1 grocery bagging wrestler. I am going to say
Jimmy
Christian.
Lloyd says you're
Christian.
Christian.
Christian looks like the produce manager with his
Wow.
sweater, right?
Christian does look very
Managerish. You can't take off on a Wednesday. I need you here.
Oh no.
Yeah, I see what he's talking about though. They're smaller guys, and he comes from a time when even the small guys were huge, like Savage and Coco Beware. They were huge, small guys.
Did you see this meme?
CM Punk is definitely bagging my groceries.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
I
just
hate
a
Speaking of
person.
CM Punk, doesn't he come back this Saturday?
Yeah,
This
no one cares.
Saturday. 6 Montag.
How do you feel about that?
Wait, is this announced?
Yeah, it's him and FTR versus who, Brian?
Him and FTR. It's
Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Samoa Joe.
So I think this is the first time Joe and Punk are going to be locking horns since their time in Ring of Honor, right?
God, I wonder how much Punk has been able to work out.
does it matter?
I
I
mean,
think the only way it'll be dope, the only way that Punk will be dope is if he's gonna be an asshole heel. He like punches FTR in the dick and becomes like an asshole.
Punches them in the.
He's gonna do something.
It's gonna be a straight babyface 6-man tag.
They're in Chicago, so you know it's gonna be like 10 minutes.
Yo,
of
He
it's-
needs to
entrance.
like fucking flip Chicago off.
No, 6-man tag
And
is
then
like the
at
most.
And then at the end, they're all gonna go like this. And then Ace Steel is gonna come down the rampway, walking Larry.
Yep. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
The biter.
I am the cult of.
Personality.
I love that.
Oh God! I hope it does happen.
And Ref Aubrey Edwards is going to wrestle in a match.
Unsanctioned, isn't it? Because she's a referee.
Unsanctioned mixed tag match.
With Karen Jarrett. Jarrett's been known to tangle up a few. You guys want to know the first time Karen Jarrett actually got in the wrestling ring?
Yes.
Unforgiven 2001 when Kurt Angle won the championship, and she was frolicking around the ring uncontrollably like a fish out of water. Go back and check it out. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
That's I remember that, Sean, and that's a great trivia question. I think we should implement some trivia. With me asking the Sandman question, and you, doing that. We should all sort of just toss out little things. Yeah,
Bully facts.
Bully facts. Are you guys excited to watch Ref Aubrey Edwards wrestle?
I am. You know why? As cringy as her mannerisms are, I think this is a great opportunity for them to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. And it's like, yeah, she's kind of annoying, but you know what? In wrestling, when annoying works, it works. Now, what are you going to do with it? They did it with Hebner and Nick Patrick, and they had a match.
Yeah.
They had all the referees involved.
The difference, okay, Sean, she's category other, which is a ring announcer, so I'm all rah-rah for her and her involvement. But do y'all remember the footage of her back when she was a WWE mark, and you could clearly see her waiting for the camera to come on her?
Oh, she was an extra?
To cry? No, dude, she was just in the crowd. No. She was just in the crowd,
for Bryan Danielson.
And I think it was that Daniel, or maybe Roman leukemia. But she's, as a fan, she's looking over to make sure that the camera is going to her section.
She read the arena. She's
smart.
Bro, this is her
Classic.
moment. She's been waiting to shine. She's been waiting. She's been plotting from day one to one day.
Now she's going to have a dope wrestling match.
It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm for it. I'm ready to see it.
I'm for it too, but I'm also for those people that have that Sagittarius Aries drive of from day one, I'm getting to the goal. I have an end game that I'm getting to. No, I'm saying like us. I don't know what she is. I don't even know her. I know Cornette calls her a horse. Yeah.
Look at her. She's a damn horse.
What's it? It's Aubrey, Mr. Ed.
He's like, and there's Mr. Ed frothing at the mouth and galloping about,
The worst. I can't wait to see her match. The match is gonna be dope.
Yeah.
She's gonna hit a flying head scissor.
She's already posturing with the vigor of a young Chris Benoit and Jericho in Japan. She hits her fucking, all that referee posturing body language shit. She does that very crisp. So I've been waiting to be the best.
The only other thing to happen of note in AEW, in my opinion, is Adam Cole and MJF having a diss off. What's that show?
I heard
Grocery baggers.
What's that show with Nick Cannon?
Wildin' Out.
Yeah, it's every MJF angle, and I'm not saying this because I hate it. I actually kind of love it. Every MJF angle starts with a Wildin' Out. It's they have to approach him verbally, and they stand in each corner, and they freestyle on each other, and say all the worst shit that anybody can possibly say. And that's how every MJF thing starts. And then Adam Cole told MJF, hey, piss in a cup.
It almost is the promo is now delivered for the like all they're going for is the big not oh shit, I want to see this fight, but oh, did he just say that?
Yo, let's all do it together. Shock Jerry Springer face.
Oh!
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Breaking news right here.
Four-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion and AEW producer BJ Whitmer arrested for burglary and strangulation. BJ was arrested on the evening of June 4th by the Boone County Sheriff's Department in Boone County, Kentucky. Whitmer has been charged with strangulation in the first degree and burglary in the second. The first degree offense covers situations where one person chokes another and causes an injury in the process. Burglary in the second degree refers to non-residential burglaries. A bond in the amount of $25,000 was set with Whitmer bound to a grand jury.
$25,000.
25 smackaroonie indeedy, Patrick. He was released on June 12, 2023. The release comments in the file state, final release.
Yeah.
That's not good news for AEW heading into a big show like Saturday.
That guy was there from the very, very beginning.
And Tony Khan responds by saying BJ Whitmore has been terminated following his arrest on domestic violence charges. While talent and staff are ultimately responsible for their own personal actions, this behavior is intolerable within AEW. AEW has reached out to offer support to those impacted by his behavior. When have you ever seen the company say they've reached out to the people who are impacted by the behavior? Kudos to you, AEW. That's you don't usually see that.
I just want to say that I researched that story.
And what do you think?
I filtered it out of the show. I said, you know what? Who cares about this fucking guy? I said, I know that he strangled his wife. Strangle, one count, or what is it? Level 1 strangulation. I know all of it, yeah. And then they said, hey, we support them and their personal lives, no matter what the thing, but this, unacceptable. We got to release this guy. He was arrested and put on bail, so it looks like he fucking strangled his wife,
It looks like he was locked out of his house. He tried to get back in.
Kicked the door down, probably.
And the inevitable followed.
Pulled an edge. Pulled a Randy Orton.
I worked with BJ Whitmer pretty closely the entire time that I was with Ring of Honor. And an interesting thing about BJ Whitmer is that when the first All Out show or All In show or whatever that show was that the Bucks and Cody and Cole put together, they vetted a few key individuals from Sinclair ROH, and they kind of immediately got grandfathered into AEW. And some of those individuals were Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, BJ Whitmer. You might not know this name, but Judge Jeff Jones. There were a few Sinclair people that kind of just quietly were moved into AEW. And then there were a few people that weren't, like Delirious, and there were other Sinclair ROH people that weren't kind of grandfathered in. So it's wild to me, number one, that BJ hung on to kind of a corporate job after being a main Ring of Honor wrestler, all the way into being transplanted into the new AEW, the new Ring of Honor, and the company that bought Ring of Honor, and now this. And also, if y'all don't know, BJ Whitmer was at one point engaged to Kelly Klein, the first Ring of Honor the Women of Honor champion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. And they are estranged because of abuse allegations. That
Kelly tried to strangle her.
Well, hopefully BJ gets it together. And that ain't cool, Papa.
Not cool. Released. Hey, Brian, give us a super chat update before I get into the final part of the show, the part that you've all been waiting for.
You're the master, Pat.
We have two $10 and one $5 super chat.
Can I also just say that I'm very excited for the XPW event coming up, Problematic, that Larry will be at in LA, right? He'll be there.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. It goes without saying, I'm excited for every XPW event that goes down. It is my main deal. Although I am seeing here and there and everywhere, XPW is where you get Captain Larry Legend. And if you don't know about Captain
former
Larry Legend,
ship owner,
he's evil.
Wow. The evil captain.
When does the Caribbean come about?
I don't know if we'll see him again. I don't know.
You gotta have pink sand and clear waters for Caribbean.
Maybe Orlando. Maybe September Orlando.
I want to see like a black metal death, like a death metal Larry. like with like corpse paint.
You want to see blackface Larry?
Not blackface.
I'm kidding.
All right. Well, it's the time of the show that you've all been waiting for. And listen, if you want to stop this from happening, please. You could donate anywhere from $1 to $6 to $11 to get yourself in the super chat giveaway thingamabobber. But Brian,
it's got to be 501.
Many people have told me that I need to apologize to you for going to shows and just living in a devil may care type of way, and that that you are me many years ago who couldn't care, and you just support the scene. And the crowd beckons for an apology. I don't know if I agree, but I've prepared a statement to you.
A state you have a statement?
Well, I put some cliff notes on a notepad, and I'm just going to kind of vibe it out here to end the show because I want to apologize to you, Brian. Congrats on your work in the community. Larry, I want to thank you and shout you out for taking the high road and performing in the Hell's Gate show. Sean, I want to also thank and compliment you for always being professional with your medical opinion and just being a good around all person. I also want to thank everybody out there in the fan mail area who continues to send me all the cringy tweets and all the things that I need to see to make me feel like I'm not alone, of my enemies, so that I don't feel left out.
Yeah.
And Larry, you are an ordained minister or some kind of certified aficionado for weddings.
I can be referred to as elder.
Elder Larry Legend. Could you lead us in just a prayer of solitude and forgiveness? Because I would just want to make sure that this apology is heard. Oh my God, loud and clear. Brian, were you able to sell any merch at that show?
Which one? The one that must not be named?
Wow. Let's just get to the prayer.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Patrick. I haven't prayed since my Catholic school rearing.
Well, how about
hold on, many moons ago. But I am an ordained minister, a master of ceremonies, and if there's one thing that I know about, it's a moment of silence.
Wow. Okay.
So at this time, we won't honor anybody with the tolling of the bell, but I am going to ask that everyone that considers themselves a bully of the boulevard observe a moment of silence.
Brian, your hat.
Wearing fucking headphones, so.
Take it off.
Take it off. Take it off. A moment of silence.
Oh, man.
Can I just also end the show by saying... And can I also just end the show by saying, Larry, thank you for your class. Sean, Brian as well. But for me personally, Blvd Bullies, Low Road. All my enemies, die slow. Become a member. Get special access to the barbecue. Till then, out of time, bye-bye.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.
and welcome to the Blvd Bullies post-game show, where, coming off the heels of that spiritual prayer, Brian's in tears. You know, he was so moved. Larry's been frozen in time, and Sean said, how can we end the show on such a high emotional and spiritual note without getting our final thoughts? So, Brian, could you just start us off, please?
That was the worst apology I've ever heard in my life.
Brian, please, come on.
But I love you. And I just ripped this bong really hard, and that's why I'm crying.
Oh, Jesus. I thought it was the emotional...
Larry?
I'm doing it's Pride Month. I'm doing another Pride show coming up for Chad Minis, a show that Chad got Rob Black's permission for me to appear on before their split. It's in Atlantic City. It ain't at the Showboat. It ain't at the new GCW facility. It's at the Anchor Rock Club, which last year, if you remember, John Wayne Murdoch presented Violence for the Sake of, a tournament, deathmatch tournament in Atlantic City. And yeah, this show is going to be headlined by a first-time ever encounter, Sunny Kiss versus Abaddon.
Ooh,
two AEW stalwarts. Yeah.
Whoa.
when was the last time Abaddon did anything?
Abaddon, I guess, has been seen here and there. Not really regular, but Abaddon will be in Atlantic City wrestling in a first-time ever encounter against Sunny Kiss, the Concrete Rose. So I'm really looking forward to this. I know everyone likes to give me support. I have 2 I don't want to wait any longer shirts left. They are 4XL. After this past weekend in Brooklyn and seeing my family, I have 2 4XL. I don't want to wait any longer. Limited edition ICW No Holds Barred UK tour shirts.
We need to print some new ones with some Blvd Bullies.
Well, it's the summertime fun, so we're gonna do that design again, but a tank with no ICW No Holds Barred on the back. Okay, there will be no ICW No Holds Barred on the back. Maybe some colors, Daddy.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so I'm always going to plug what I'm doing. You have to make tough decisions in life. And you sometimes have to make tough decisions in this game. I had to make a tough decision my debut for XPW when I saw G-Raver walk in from the fire escape of the Hard Ballroom to continue to fulfill my duties that night. I had to make a tough decision to go and do ETU after Danny DeMonto and the rest of ICW had a successful tour in the UK, knowing that I would have to be in that locker room with all of those smiling faces that I saw in JFK or LaGuardia or wherever they flew out of. And I had to make a hard decision the night of that show that will not be named to be a featured player, not just the MC, but a player in the main event, knowing that I had serious problems with one of the performers, but as a legend, a fucking Hall of Famer, you already know if you call me to do the fucking job, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it better than most. And that's why if you haven't heard anything from that show, listen to my intro of that piece of shit Danny DeMonto, and you'll see exactly why I fucking am Larry Legend. I'm in the fucking Hall of Fame, multiple fucking Hall of Fames, and I'm going to continue to go on way further than ICW, No Holds Barred, and Danny DeMonto would ever imagine that I could. Now that's how you tell it, Pat. But I like your style. You know I love you like my son.
Well, I was just trying to have a prayer. You know, I was just trying to have a prayer.
We don't pray.
I hit the music. We ended with a prayer of solitude.
I like to cut a promo. Sean knows what I'm talking about. I'll cut a motherfucking promo. Okay?
Sean,
Yo.
I'm going to let you close the show out.
Yeah.
And I want you to give me your final thoughts on
Tranquilo.
Everything that's going on in the wrestling world and maybe beyond, and how you feel about the barbecue coming up on the 30th of the 6th. Just bring us home, Daddy-O.
Mira, gente latina que está viendo nosotros aquí en YouTube, nosotros somos los Blvd Bullies y nosotros estamos aquí para dar un feliz día a ustedes en su casa. Y para la gente, para que quieren venir a ver lo que nosotros vamos a hacer, el barbecue, el 30 de junio con nosotros, y también un pelea grande, un pelea increíble cuando Tarzan Doran entra con Kid Osborne. Defienda por el Brian que está aquí porque le dio un cocotazo el sábado pasado en Newark, New Jersey, en el Hard Ballroom. El 30 de junio. Nosotros vamos a ver quién vas a ganar cuando Tarzan y Kid pelea. Vean nosotros, and for my people all around the world, stick around. Blvd Bullies all day, every day, baby. You know how we
All the way, motherfucker.
I'm out of here.
Viva la
Love you guys. Hey, what a show. What a time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. We'll see you next week. Crazy things going on this week. And next week and this month and every month after that. Blvd Bullies times 1,000 forever. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.